It took me 45 years to realize this. You can learn it in 5 minutes. I read somewhere that it takes an average of 5 minutes for someone to decide whether they like you or not. Woo minutes. Well, this doesn't work in reverse. It doesn't mean that in 5 minutes you can decide whether you like someone or not. No, it means that in 7 minutes someone else can decide whether they like you or not. And that's interesting because we spend so much time worrying about what other people think of us, about whether they like us or not. We spend all this time trying to get people to like us, but what if it only takes them 5 minutes? What does that say about the amount of time that we spend thinking about them after those first 5 minutes? Does it not seem a little bit unfair that they can decide if they like us in 5 minutes, and we spend months or years worrying about whether they like us? Well, here's the thing. It doesn't matter how long you spend worrying about something. It's not change the fact that it takes someone else 7 minutes to decide whether they like you or not. And it also does unchange the fact that it will take you the same amount of time to realize that their opinion does unmatter. There are 2 ways that you can choose to look at failure. The first is that failure is painful. It hurts. It means that you didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve. It means that you tried and it didn't work out. So failure is something to avoid. The second way to look at it is that failure is just the tuition fee for growth. To be good at something, to be successful at something, you have to pay the tuition fee. And sometimes the tuition fee is money, but most of the time the tuition fee is failure. When you look at every failure as a tuition fee, as a necessary step on your path to success, then failure becomes something that you welcome. I failed thousands and thousands of times as an entrepreneur, as an investor, as a business person, whatever you want to call it. And every single time that I've failed, I've paid the tuition fee. I've learned the lesson, and I've moved on to the next one. Now, when I talk to successful entrepreneurs, I know that they've done the same thing. They've paid the tuition fee. They've learned the lessons. And now they're sitting on the other side of the table and they're charging other people tuition fees. So the next time you fail, make sure that you pay the tuition fee. Make sure that you learn the lesson. Don't just sit there and be upset with yourself that you failed. Ask yourself, what's the lesson here? What do I need to learn? Because the quicker that you learn the lesson, the quicker you can put it behind you and move on to the next one. It took me many years to learn this. Why me? Why did this happen to me? And then I realized that it doesn't matter why it happened. What matters is what do I do now? So instead of saying, why me? Start saying, what now? What am I going to do about this? What am I going to do next? Because in any situation, no matter how bad it is, no matter what has happened, you always have a choice of what to do next. Here's a really short story. 2 guys are hiking in the mountains. They've been hiking for days and days. They're exhausted, they're hungry, they're thirsty. Finally, they see in the distance a small hut. They walk up to the hut. They knock on the door. An old man opens the door. He welcomes them in, gives them food, gives them water, lets them stay the night. In the morning, they ask the old man if they can stay one more night because they read too exhausted to keep hiking. The old man says, of course. So they stay another night. The same thing happens. The 3rd day comes around. They ask if they can stay another night. The old man says, of course. After 3 days, the guys are completely rested. They're rejuvenated. They thank the old man and they continue their hike. About 2 hours into their hike, they hear a noise behind them. They turn around and they see the old man running as fast as he can down the mountain. As they get further and further away, he's getting smaller and smaller. One of the guys turns to the other one and he says, do you know what I'm thinking? The other guy says, what's that? He says, I think that old man was trying to tell us something. What do you think he was trying to tell us? They both think about it for a second. Finally, the second guy says, I think he was trying to tell us that he was glad to see us go. This is the end of the video. Please share this video with someone who needs to hear it.